Why is it always the little kids? Welcome back to the Malkid Talks channel. We are kicking off our Stranger Things Season 5 reactions. Yes, folks, I know you're probably used to getting Wheel of Time content from here, and there still will be Wheel of Time content. But regardless of if the show comes back or not, I need to actually start doing these reactions that I love to do. And I thought I'd kick it off with the finale of Stranger Things, because I think it's a pretty good show. I watched the previous 4 seasons. There are no reactions to it because I watched them long before I had this channel and did that sort of thing. Brief rundown. I'm also going to talk about which characters I think are going to die in the last season. If you don't want to listen to any of that, you just want to see me reaction and things like that, when you hop over to this timestamp where the reaction starts. I didn't watch season 1. I think season 2 was already out or coming out. I had an ex put me onto it. Really enjoyed the show. It's a bit weird and creepy, but you know, in a I don't think I've ever found any of it scary. In a cool kind of creepy way. Don't know if creepy can be cool. I'm making it. 2 wasn't great to me initially with the demodogs and all the tunnels and things, but I did that gets better on rewatches. I don't know why it does, but there's something about it. I know the Duff brothers have mentioned there's a couple episodes from season 2 that really you need to have paid attention to for season 5, so that's why it wasn't quite so, you know, high hitting for me anyway, because it's setting up for later things, but I appreciate it on rewatches. 3 and 4 loopy show. Quite needed such cheesy Russian experience in there. It's with that time in America, doesn't it? So, you know, like all that sort of stuff. It got a little heavy-handed with the cheese at some point. Thank God for Murray. He's so ludicrous as a character and the way that he's played. It stops you thinking the other shit that the regular characters are doing fit. Mark all the way over there. And so by doing that, it's fine that our characters have gone that far because he's gone that far, you know, so it really fits and it works. He's a conspiracy theorist and that's how he's introduced. Sense for him to be that far over there because he was kind of already over there to begin with. So when the characters go crazy, they're like, well, they have someone way out there, so they don't seem so crazy as a result. It's very clever. Kind of works, so I'm okay about it. From that, season 3 and 4, again, they get better on rewatches for me. Not necessarily individual episodes. You know, the seasons as a whole, the storytelling for me. Kind of where I am with Stranger Things. I did a rewatch earlier this year, June, July time, something like that. Really enjoyed it. And it's definitely a show I think I will rewatch probably for years to come. Look who I think is going to die in season 5, or who I hope doesn't die, or things like that. So let's bring up the characters, and not every single one, but we'll talk through them. Let's kick it off with 11. I love 11. I think she's really... There is an element of unknown with 11 that I really think, you know, she can do everything, anything, whatever she wants. I don't think we're gonna get everything sealed off from the upside down and stuff. I think she's gonna have to sacrifice herself to do it. I really do. I don't think we're gonna have 11 standing into this. I think this is where, you know, I don't know, is it the cliche that good die young? I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I just think there's too much connection there. I just don't think she's gonna make it to the end of the season. I think there's gonna have to be a sacrifice play. Mike I do think is going to survive. Not connected to anything in terms of like the actual upside down. He's you know tried to be a leader in some ways. He's done that awkward teenage dating situation thing, but there's no like or 11. I can see him going as if Elle sacrifices like, well, I'll sacrifice with you, but I just don't. There's just something about it that just I don't think is going to be a thing. See Lucas dying if it's to save Max. If Max can be saved by him doing a sacrifice play, I see it, but otherwise, nope, not gonna happen. Dustin, my boy. Fucking love Dustin. Dustin is, he's one of my favorite characters. I think a lot of people can fall into that. It was the purr. The purr. I loved him prior to that, to be honest. Like, I really thought he was a great character. He's plucky enough to be like, this is who I am, fuck everybody else. But... when he's like the hair and the purr, I love the self-confidence. I absolutely love the self-confidence. He's also the actor. He's Gayton. He's just a great guy. So yeah, but I think they might kill Dustin to break our hearts like they already killed Eddie, who snuck in there so quick in a single season. Oh my god. But yeah, if they, I'm gonna riot if they kill Dustin. I'm hoping they don't. I feel like they might, just to break our hearts. Steve has been an interesting character for me. Douchebag to start with. Douchebag that, I don't know, I feel like girls are looking at Steve and be like, oh, I can fix him. More just took the end of the world to fix Steve, in my opinion. Like, for him to be like, I gotta leave the douchebags behind and actually, you know, I've taken on Dustin. I've gone through this crazy dating situation. There are monsters. I've attacked with a baseball bat. Like, you know, kudos to the guy. Some of it, I'm sure, was because he just wanted to get laid with Nancy, but he came out of it the other side, you know, a decent person. I hope he doesn't die. I don't think he's gonna die. He might. He's the type to sacrifice, though. Nancy, I like him and Nancy, but do I like Nancy and Jonathan? I don't know. Nancy and Jonathan were a situation, like, I think Nancy took advantage of Jonathan. Like, she was feeling shitty, so she took the unpopular guy to make herself feel better. Not completely. I'm sure she did like the guy, but I feel like there was a little bit of that. You know, while she's outcast, you're hanging out with the outcasts. I don't know. There's a very nuanced situation there between the three of them. But I feel like Steve's kind of just, you know, he's a wingman to Robin. He's pretty reliable. I've got to be honest. I do see him playing the sacrifice role. If he goes, I want him to go for friendship. I want him to go to save Dustin and Robin. That's what I want him to go for. If he's got to go, he's got to save Dustin and Robin. If he's going to save Nancy, no, you're playing on the heartthrob bullshit. So yeah, he's got to go for friendship. Nancy, I gotta be honest, you know, she was the clever schoolgirl and all that sort of, you know, they were playing that cliche initially, and then can hold her own with the rest of them. You know, she's up there with whatever weapons are required, facing down very dangerous creatures and beings, and does not take no for an answer. And I appreciate the spunk and the tenacity. She's gonna die. I think she's gonna make it through. I hope that she doesn't have to date anyone at the end of this. I feel like, you know, be your own person. You don't have to, like, pick a guy between Jonathan and Steve and things like that. Like, just best Nancy. Be yourself. I don't think you're gonna die. Gotta die. That sounds really bad. I don't know. He's dodged death so many times, in my opinion, that he needs to die. I think he's gonna go. I don't think he could handle losing 11 or any of the kids, really. So I don't see him going. Everybody survives. Hopper doesn't survive. That's my money bet. Deserves to live. I don't think Joyce will only die if it's a sacrifice play for Will. I think maybe if it's Hopper, because her and Hopper are. There's a lot of problems with them. Like, they're two very set in their way people. But I do love the dynamic. No bullshit between them is great. You know, there's brutal honesty at times, which I'm like, I think she's gonna make it. I don't see her dying. Is kind of like a for me early on. Like, first season, he was this lost, traumatized, totally fairly traumatized kid, and you know, there wasn't a lot to it. And second season, he got a little bit more. There was the sensing, but he got, like, again, he's been taken over by the Mind Flayer. You know, season 3, he's getting a bit, like, just neglected because his, you know, best friend is, you know, trying to work out how to have a relationship with his girlfriend long distance and things like that. And, you know, I don't think he had a season really to be himself. Season 4, he got a bit more of that, in my opinion. Became a bit more of, like, Will, a bit more agency, stuff like that. He took his connection and kind of owned it a little bit, rather than just was a victim to it. Said he's going to make it. I think, like 11, there's a connection to the Upside Down that's been forged. He's one of the links. Will's one of those connections. Will's got to die for it to be sealed. Jonathan, while we're talking about some of the buyers, Jonathan, I loved you in season 1, Jonathan. Okay, there was something about you where you just, like, you didn't accept your place as an outcast, but you kind of, you know, there was, oh God, how do I word this? Found your own way in life whilst doing your best to look after your mother and your brother. Seasons like season 2, you're still doing that, and it was great. There was the whole thing with Nancy, you know, then the mind flare and your investigative, you know, journalists and reporters. I liked it. Later on, like last season, you kind of got a bit because you became a bit directionless. You know, you kind of didn't know what you were going to do. You couldn't make up your mind. Got a bit wishy-washy for me. You know, dating's terrible, people. Dating's a pain in the ass. So I feel like you were just misfortune to that, to know yourself a bit less in later seasons as a character, I would say. Probably deliberate based on the situation. I'm not saying that's bad acting. It's probably deliberate on his part. So I'm curious to see where we end in season 5. Don't think he's at risk of dying, though. Never gets himself quite in that level of danger. Cool character as soon as she was introduced. Fucking badass. Terrible home life. Felt bad for her. Roni, you know, major character. She's not been there for the beginning, but only major character that has actually, like, really been beaten up. Like, Will's been possessed. Nature, Elle's been injured. But ended up in a coma in hospital. None of them look like they're blind. None of them had limbs that were, like, broken in 7 directions. I feel like if Max was gonna died last season. I think in some way, shape, or form, Max is gonna make it through, and the aforementioned Lucas sacrificing to heal her type thing. Don't know how that could happen, but that's, you know, that's kind of where I fall on Max. Do love her. Robin! Robin's one of my other favourite characters. And I love Robin. There's something... Robin's fucking smart. Knows herself, you know... Yeah, she has dating... I don't know, like, not concerns. Like, she gets anxious around, you know, trying to find people that... A, she's interested in, and then the concern, are they interested back? Because obviously she's, you know, not publicly out as being into women. That when dating, right, is the other person going to like me? Like, that's very relatable in that term. But she's, you know, she's a badass. She broke code. She can handle Steve like no one's business. She's hilarious with the kids. And she gets in there, like the fight with Vecna. She's fully in there. She's just like going for it. And she's terrified. She's got like phobias and shit. And she's in there anyway. You know, what does it say? Like, you know, courage is not the absence of fear. It's the to regardless of the fear. Like, kudos. Like, she's badass. Is she gonna die? Another Dustin. I'm not sure. Probably because I like her character so much. I'm not sure she's going to die. I feel like part of me thinks she probably will die. I'm also going to riot if she does. We'll find out. All I say about characters is if they do die, I need them to be like, it needs to be, there needs to be value added. It can't just be, you know, you can't just fridge someone type thing. You know, so you can't kill Nancy to motivate Steve, and you can't kill Robin to motivate Steve, you know, or... I can't kill Joyce to motivate Hopper. Like, it's pointless. Okay? Like, anyone, that can't be a solo women thing. Like, if you want to motivate someone through death, you know, why do people automatically pick women? It's terrible, but if a character's going to die, there needs to be a point to it, and they need to go out in a way that feels authentic to them. So, I still don't like it, but if you give them a good death... something, I suppose. Wow, this is really bad. This is not how I feel about real life people. Like, this is about stories. To the worst kept secret for season 5. Oh, Eddie, you fucking heartbreaker. I dare anyone not to like Eddie. Eddie is a broken soul who hides behind bluster and bravado and embracing the lack of expectation of achievement, so that he does not feel pressure and does not experience failure, because if the expectations are the bottom, then it doesn't matter if he doesn't do much, because people don't expect it. And there's a broken soul there, and I really feel for him. Worst kept secret that he was coming back in season 5. I hope he comes back properly and he's not some kind of zombie, or if he is, that he can be saved. And I don't mean zombie in like the regular sense. I mean in like a puppet of Vecna, for example. So I really hope he can be saved. Eddie Munson is a gem. He's one of those secret characters that slips in, and you're just like, oh my god, didn't realize that he was gonna get us all like that. So I'm so glad he's coming back. The out there chaos character who makes everyone else seem a bit normal by comparison. I do love this character. Moments of comic, just Very clever they put this character in, because all the crazy stuff makes it just works. Okay, very, very clever writing from the Devil Brothers. I'm impressed. Do I think Murray's gonna pop his clogs? You know what? I think he is. I do think Murray dies. But Murray goes out in classic Murray style and with a quip on his lips as he does it, and a laugh. And it'll be a sacrifice play. It'll be to gain them time, or to delay things, or it'll be something like, like holding the gap type situation. Yeah. So yeah, Murray's gonna pop his clogs. I'll be sad to see him go because he's an amazing character. But yeah. But not leastly, Vecna. I mean, he's gotta go, right? Are they gonna end this is the final season. There's not gonna be more. Are we gonna end the final season with Vecna? He's got to at least be completely sealed in the Upside Down. But if you don't kill him off, then that opportunity for him to come back exists. So I feel like he has to be killed, and he's going to be killed. How that happens, I think, is going to be very complicated and tough, and it's going to take our characters to their limits. I do think 11 is going to need 8, which is the girl from Season 2 that was randomly brought in who could make people see things that weren't there. I do think 8 and 11 are going to have to combine to take down Vecna. I think she was... Otherwise, why on earth was she put in there? And why did you have to watch certain episodes from Season 2, in which is the season that she features? So, yeah, she's coming back this season, and it's her and 11 are going to have to, through some sort of complicated means involving Will, I'm sure, to take down Vecna. And I think Vecna is going to die, but at the very least you have to end up with it, the Upside Down completely sealed off. And that's it. That's all the characters. That's it, folks. That's where I think we are with my thoughts on the seasons and my thoughts on characters that are or not going to make it. Whether you watched that or didn't, it's time to get on with the episode. We're going to kick it off with the first one, which is over 70 minutes. Kind of wild. And it is titled Chapter 1, The Crawl. So we'll get into it and have some fun. Although, is it Vecna instead that he's just been hidden? Has he been a double agent the whole time? That would be crazy. Quite terrifying. If he makes a connection with him, I mean, I kind of been saying it, haven't I? If you didn't watch the character intro, people, then you will not have known that I've said they're connected, and Will have to die in order for Vecna to die. So, yes. I need this radio cast in my life. Oh man, Dustin is sassy. Whoa. Oh, of course, Eddie. Why did I not think about that? Sorry, yeah. Oh, it's being outnumbered. Oh, I like this. No, if they were hunting her down, they'd have shot her. Oh, yep, they did. Okay. They could have shot her long before that. And that's a dart, so this is training. It's not training. I do love how they've just closed off quarantine. How could you get away with this? I suppose that, the world doesn't need to know, does it? Because it's not social media. Oh, tension! Oh my god, no they are not. Are you dick measuring right now? Yeah, at least they see it. They're all in different... This is well put together, whatever is going on right now. I gotta pause. I don't normally pause. I gotta, because I'm gonna miss things otherwise. I don't see how Vecna... There's a lot of connections here. Between... I mean, obviously we know about the wolf thing. We kind of suspect... I suspect about the wolf thing. I hope most other people did. But there is kind of, how is a big giant cross that's now got a metal band-aid on sitting there, all connected to the Upside Down, and Vecna being dead? How is anyone looking at that and thinking, is that just... Vecna's... It's not like they killed these creatures in the past. And actually, they thought they sealed it, but they hadn't. There were still openings, still connections. How... Steve, right, yes, he was flaming like a turkey and, pumped full of lead and falling 3 stories. Yes, fair. However, the opening happened... You've got to be really dumb to think... Now that you know Vecna's controlling everything... Do they know Vecna's controlling everything? They must know that. Because I know there's certain things told to us, like the history of him and Elle and things like that, how he became Vecna. They must know some of this, surely. Elle must have said he's controlling everything. I don't see how she couldn't have. So how do you see this being there and not think, well, he's still alive? So, yeah. I know as viewers, we're obviously like, duh. But I think even if you're Steve in this moment, you should actually be like, yeah, the guy must be alive. Being methodical is fine, as long as you guarantee he isn't moving. So, and also, they're scouring all these zones. There definitely wasn't more than 30 squares on that page, I don't think. Maybe there was, but they've got to be close. And if they're searching G1, that doesn't sound like... Yeah. Anyway, that building in the center where the connection was that we saw, that's obviously where he is, but that's only because we've seen that. They don't know that. The chills? Get the chills, please. Come on, you have the connection. We suspected this for years. What is... Is she seeing things? Where is she going? Seeing things? That don't feel right. I hope Linda Hamilton's in the one of the military folks and ends up befriending them. I would love that. Is she in the Upside Down? Oh, that's fucking ballsy. You need L and 8 and Will. Being a sweet brother right now. Holly the heroic. Oh, I love that. I love what? Oh, okay, wait. I'm sorry. Can we just admire that fucking jacket right now? This gives me like Doctor Who vibes. I don't know. Very cool. Sorry, had to pause to appreciate that because that's a cool jacket. Oh my god! Well, if that wasn't an analogy for something I don't know. Because it blinds? Mm-hmm. Splash! He's hours late because he's getting his ass beat. So everyone is going to leave Hawkins after this. Is Hawkins just going to be abandoned afterwards? Oh god, imagine if Hawkins just disappeared. Inspector Gadget! Wait, sorry. Inspector Gadget. Is Inspector Gadget even out in the late 80s? Let me think. I was a kid. I was a very young kid. Maybe it was. Okay. Maybe it's from... Maybe the one I watched was a remake. But okay, yeah, cool. I might have to Google that later. Season 2 is coming in heavy. The tunnels. I bet anyone who's forgotten Season 2 is like, where are these tunnels coming in? You're not a sniper! Oh, this is not going well. Ouch! Whoa! We're getting visions? Ooh, shit. Is he gonna get trapped in the Upside Down with a... I might turn the torch off. I might not advertise where I am with that torch and the gun. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, this is what I'm asking. Thank you, Joyce. For the Wheelers. Now Holly is getting kidnapped. Why is it always the little kids? The light up thing. Why the Wheelers? And that's where the episode ends. Oh. Fucking Diana. Oh. Wow. Oh. Oh, God. First episode. I give it, yeah. Okay, that was a cool first episode. I think my theory about Mike being... no, I know my theory about Mike being connected is obviously... I mean, the cold open immediately just did that. But, like, how Mike has to be there at the end with 8, I think is true. This mystery person of Holly's, I still think it's 8. I think it's 8 trying to help, but 8 can't get in because of the quarantine zone. Ballsy of the Americans to have set up base inside the Upside Down. Very ballsy. How that metal thing keeps it sealed, I don't know. But whatever, like, clearly that's just what they're wrong with. Dustin's got his ass handed to him there. He's dealing with a lot of pain that no one else seems to be dealing with. Or at least not in the same way. Big measuring between Jonathan and Steve. Steve, move on, okay? Nancy and Jonathan aren't going to work out anyway. I don't think they will. Steve, move on. Do better. Your friendship with Robin has demonstrated this. That you can be a better person. Stop dick measuring with Jonathan. Stop, you know. You're a child. Like, yeah, I get it. It's fine. I like the tunnels. I like the secret stuff. You know, I'm not sure how the transponder thing with Hopper means he can find his way back. That one confuses me a little bit, because that only goes one way. That hopefully gets explained, because that one doesn't make a lot of sense right now. I had to set things back up, didn't it? So it didn't hit hard, and it gave us some mysteries. We got the Americans in the Upside Down. We got the connection with Will. We get all the info dump of the situation in Hawkins and how things are happening. And, a lot of... Dustin's very much on his own right now. I feel for Dustin. So I hope he's okay. I feel like that's got to come to fruition in these first 4 episodes. What's happening between him and the douchebags. I think if that's not wrapped up in this first 4 episode drop, I don't know. I think that's going to be distracting come later episodes. Maybe. Oh! Eddie comes back and saves him, but also makes things worse because they're like he's a zombie back from the dead, and Hellfire secretly is a cult. So maybe Eddie comes back in the next episode or 2, and they wrap it up by the 4th. That would be fun. And I think there was a lot of the emphasis put on how the connection and Eleven's got to be there to die, and so will Will. So yeah, I don't know. Real solid first episode. I like it a lot. I'm excited to watch the next one. I hope you've enjoyed it too, folks. Thank you. If you want to watch the full reaction, because obviously I trimmed this down, if you want to watch the full reaction, that is a Patreon benefit, so that you can go and hop over to there, join the Patreon at patreon.com/MalkyTalks, and you'll be able to watch the full reaction. The video, comment below with your theories. If you like a character, dislike a character, you think I'm stupid for liking a character when I shouldn't, who you think is going to die but isn't going to die. No spoilers for further episodes, folks. First up, is this a mind-bending, world-changing episode? No. Solid start to the season, though. And I'm happy about it. So, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And I'll see you next time. Bye.